Everything is changing, personally, collectively, globally. The pace feels almost impossible to keep up with. And with so much change comes grief. Grief for what's ending, for what never happened, for the versions of ourselves that no longer fit. Grief is the emotional evidence that something mattered, that we were deeply attached, deeply alive. But grief, when we really look at it, isn't just sorrow. It's a sign that our heart is still alive, that we cared, that we loved, that we were something we're now being asked to outgrow. Grief, in a strange way, is a portal, a doorway that asks, who are you? When you can no longer be who you were. The tension right now for so many of us sits between despair and renewal. One part of us mourns what's ending, and another says, I'm ready for what's next. Both can be true at once. Holding that contradiction without rushing to fix it is itself a form of maturity. And perhaps the way through it, the way to stay open while everything shifts, is adaptability. Adaptability isn't just the ability to change, it's the willingness to release what no longer serves us, what no longer fits, even if it once defined you. It's courage. The courage to let go of what feels safe, what feels familiar, so something new can take root. Sometimes what we thought we wanted isn't what we want anymore. There's grief in that too. But buried in that grief is information, guidance about what's real now. And when we give ourselves permission to feel it fully, without judgment, we find clarity. The old dream dissolves and the new sense of purpose starts to emerge. In times of upheaval, the most important skill might not be mastering new tools or learning faster. It might be adaptability, learning how to shed skins, learning how to die to old identities so that we can be reborn into who we're becoming. Because transformation doesn't happen once, it's continuous. We are in motion, always arriving. Adaptability lives in the body, not just the mind. When the world changes, your nervous system feels it first. The instinct to grip, to freeze, to resist, that's natural. But if you can stay present long enough to let the body soften again, something beautiful opens up. You realize you can meet life as it comes. Creation often starts in that space. Not when we feel certain, but when we're willing to stand in the unknown. Grief can clear the ground for creation, for a new beginning, but it's not a place to pitch a tent. You don't need to make sorrow your identity to find meaning. You only need to stay receptive to change. Ultimately, adaptability is an expression of trust. Trust that every ending carries new intelligence. Trust that you're capable of meeting what's next without needing all of the answers right now. And trust that even when everything familiar falls apart, what's essential in you, awareness, curiosity, presence, remains. The question then isn't how do I stay the same, but rather how can I keep evolving consciously as everything else evolves around me? And the answer isn't a step-by-step plan. It's a practice of feeling, releasing, responding, becoming. In a world that's shifting faster than we can predict, this might be the real art. Not just surviving change, but dancing with it. Not just adapting to life, but letting life adapt us into something freer, truer, more awake.